So this is season 14 of Intimate Conversations. So 52 times 14 plus, I think I was on Blog Talk Radio for maybe like 3 years before that. Anyways, I've interviewed a ton of people. So there I am in Austin, and I'd never met Danielle before. And my assistant was a huge fan. So a lot of times I just get supported by her to interview these incredible people I didn't even know existed. So in comes this little firecracker, ripped, gorgeous, alive, vibrant. And I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have so much fun. It just shows me the world that's out there that I don't know. It's like the more that I know, the more that I know that I don't know. Danielle, she was so moved in this conversation of who she gets to be for people in her life at these games that she gets to host. And just what a beautiful soul she has to show up so vibrantly and connected to people. You're gonna love this conversation with the amazing Danielle Gertner. Enjoy. Beautiful sister, take a breath with me. Oh, when was the last time you felt really grounded in your body, still in your mind, truly in love with yourself? Not fixing yourself, not striving to be different, just loving your sweet self exactly as you are. I know you've probably been strong for everybody else, yet this is your moment now, an invitation to be there for you. To say yes to not just the bare minimum, but your real needs, to listen to the truth of your body, to slow down and hear the deepest truth of your heart, to face what you've been perhaps avoiding so that you can embody your authentic feminine power. And you don't have to do this alone. Like so many others before you, we can partner in divine sisterhood. The divine feminine way is to collaborate, to open our hearts together into the glorious, great unknown, the mystery. So I invite you to go to allanapratt.com/connect and book a call with me today. We will get through any shadow to the light of your fullest glory together. Promise. Welcome to Intimate Conversations, Season 14, Dark Night to Divine Light, because we both know intimacy is an inside job. Hello and welcome to Intimate Conversations. Here we are, Season 14, from Dark Night to Divine Light, with a beautiful goddess who is here, a 6 years local of Austin. We're shooting in Austin for this next series. So let me tell you all about Danielle Gertner. She is a speaker and an MC and an embodiment-based leadership coach known for delivering raw truth that moves people from motivation into embodied confidence and real world ownership. She helps high-performing leaders stop outsourcing their power and start leading their lives, their businesses, and their communities with clarity and self-trust and emotional resilience. Her work lives at the intersection of mindset, embodiment, and leadership, blending tools such as NLP, somatic practices, habit transformation, and nervous system regulation for lasting change. She is the founder of Warrior Women ATX, Austin's premier empowerment community for women, and the creator of transformational programs including Own Your Shit, Self-Mastery Program, and Radical Confidence Blueprint. She is the queen of hype and the MC for High Rocks North America. She has energized hundreds of thousands of athletes nationwide. And wherever she shows up, she creates spaces where truth is welcome, confidence is embodied, and radical ownership becomes inevitable. Take thy hand, slap thy ass. The amazing Danielle Gertner. Holy crap, you're a powerhouse.
Can you read my bio all the time? That was beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
That was, I need to play that over and over again at home so I can let that soak in.
You can remember who you are.
Yes.
It's a big deal to be giving, serving, but then to have it reflected back and let it sink in to your bones
Yeah.
and into your soul. Yeah.
That's me.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy to meet you. You're such a hottie, and we're kind of matching the
We
brown
are.
thing. Yeah, I love it.
Me too.
So, how did you get drawn into this work? Tell me your story. We're just meeting now. What led you to want to support people to own their shit, get in their bodies, and live fully?
Well, I imagine it's similar to your story in terms of it started with me. And I wasn't taking very much ownership over my life. I like to say that I was on life's conveyor belt, where I was just kind of on autopilot, just going through the motions, you know. Grew up in a nice household in South Florida, just kind of doing what I was told.
Yeah.
Went to a great college, University of Florida, go Gators, and was put on this conveyor belt of, I was a business major, learned how to, you know, give a firm handshake and build up a resume and look like the great, you know, future applicant for a full-time job. And when I was about junior, senior, things started to shift where I was like, I don't know if this is where this conveyor belt is going is really where I want to go. And it was scary because it was everything that I had known, climb this ladder, you know, get involved. And I was super, super involved. I had these great full-time job offers. When I was a senior, I'd started my business unknowingly when I was in college. We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
I was in a great relationship with an amazing guy for 7.5 years.
Wow.
We thought we were going to get married. And when I was a senior, I kind of blew it all up. I was like, this isn't it for me.
Yeah.
And when I first jumped off the conveyor belt, I had a lot of anger. Anger at the world, some anger at my parents. Like, well, what the hell, guys? You told me, follow this conveyor belt, climb this ladder, do all the things, and I'll get the happiness, success, fulfillment that you told me would come.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
No, bullshit.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
And I recognized, I didn't really have the language for it, but my soul had the language for it of, I could blame the world and play the victim and point the finger, or I could get a lot better at looking in the mirror and owning my shit.
Wow.
And recognizing that it is, I love this quote, it is not always your fault, but it is always your responsibility.
Right.
It is my responsibility to show up for myself in the life that I want to live.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was teaching fitness to a lot of people online and in person, and helping them build this surface level confidence in the form of a strong body and a fat ass and a nice stomach and all the things.
Yeah.
But I recognized, because I was on that same journey and I got the body of my dreams, but that internal soul rooted radical confidence didn't come with it. And it was a wake up call.
Yeah.
And so this is where my work really started to shift for both myself and for my clients. And here we are today. I very rarely coach fitness outside of Warrior Women. And it's all self-mastery and self-leadership and self-ownership. And here we are.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Wow. I want to be in the present moment and go back again. So Drea,
Yes.
who I've had the pleasure of interviewing.
Yes.
What is it like to work with a woman like that?
Oh.
How do you wake up? How does she wake up? How does that synergy, that sisterhood, that empowerment happen?
Drea is an
taste
incredible
like?
human.
Yes.
It tastes sweet. That's the first word that comes to mind. What it's like to work with a woman like that. We are already extremely emotionally aware and self-aware.
Yeah.
We are environmentally aware, but we all have blind spots.
Sure.
And being in the presence of somebody like Drea and a lot of the women who come to Warrior Women, which are just such high caliber women.
Nice.
There is this really loving, we call it a call up, not a call out. We don't call each other out with the intention of hurting or pulling people down. We call each other up because we see each other's potential.
Nice.
And sometimes it's challenging.
Of course.
Because you're like, well, I'm so aware. Like, what could I not be aware of, you know? And when you have a sister who sees you and holds you in such high regard, and she calls you up in that way, it's really expansive to be held in, you know, sometimes the ego that comes up when you get, you know, pushed to a higher level.
Yeah.
But it's such a gift, and it's been such a gift. Warrior Women as a whole has been the hardest, most beautiful baby I've ever birthed. Not that I've birthed any other babies, but it's been incredible.
Wow, this is beautiful to be the midwife of an ego death for your clients. I very much feel that, that I play around with some humor and a little muse and some really like in your face or some fuck bombs or what is it going to take to crack not the whole ego. I think we'd have a nervous breakdown if it all went at once, but this next level with fierce love, the patience of eternity, but I'm not moving anywhere. I see you. I love you. I love the fuck out of you. Like I sense a very similar energy in the way you are in your body and loving people. And you couldn't be that unless you are becoming that yourself.
We can only meet people as deeply as we first met ourselves.
Completely.
Yeah.
So who on this journey, so now going back again, who was there for you to see you shine a light into your blind spots, call you up?
That's a great question. And it actually started with the ex that I was with for 7.5 years. We're still best friends, which I'm so grateful for. His name's Derek. He's amazing. And he didn't call me up directly. It was just how steady he was. And it was really the first taste outside of my parents that I got of unconditional love.
Wow.
Because I was mean. I was angry. I didn't have the capacity to hold a lot of my emotions. And unfortunately I projected and took a lot of that out on him.
Wow.
And he just stayed.
Wow.
And in him staying, there was this reflection of like, why am I so nasty to this person who is so loving to me? Why am I so impatient with him? And, you know, his unconditional love was the reflection that I needed to start making those changes, because it was like, I don't want to treat people like that.
Right.
Especially somebody who's done nothing to hurt me. He's not the source of my anger, but he's getting the brunt of it.
He's triggering it though.
He's triggering it, and he's having to hold the weight of it. And so that was kind of the first mirror of, I love this person so much. So why is this coming? Am I afraid of him getting close? Am I afraid of letting him in? Like, what is this?
Yeah. What did you discover?
I was very afraid of him getting close. I carried a lot of shame around my upbringing. I love my parents, but everybody's got shit that they grew up around. And I grew up around a lot of shit, not great communication or loving communication or open dialogue. And there's a lot of passive aggressiveness. There still is. And it was the confirmation and the commitment I made to myself and to Derek that I didn't want to carry those patterns with me into my future relationships, my future family, even the dialogue with myself. Because our internal dialogue oftentimes is that of our parents.
For sure.
And mine was very loud.
Wow.
My inner critic, I call her Dirty Gert. They all have names.
Okay, I love it.
And it was a lot of the voice of my parents. And so it was this recognition again of, you know, if I want to truly break these patterns and shift the life that I'm living and the energy of the life that I'm living and truly live in love and not fear, which fear was really drilled in so many different ways in my home. That work has to start with me. And where am I blocking love? Where do I struggle to allow love in? And where do I not allow love out? Even if I'm triggered, even if I'm angry. And so it unfolded and continues to unfold because we're on this journey forever.
For sure. To split, I call it like splay your heart wide open is so raw. And yet when I practice this, I'm so powerful and I'm so humbled. And so surrendered and so strong. I'm all these things that vulnerability embodied really is. We can talk about vulnerability, cognitive analysis of it all day long, but it doesn't chin down. You know, it doesn't sink in. I'm very curious how you decided as you practiced with your mentor and lover for that period of time, how did it shift into him being your best friend now? How did you choose with your heart splayed wide open and doing your best to say, I love you and you're not my person to have a child or a family with? How did that realization occur? How did he take it? How did you shift into friendship? All that.
It was challenging. So this was 2018 to 2020. I moved to Austin in 2020, and a big part of the move, one, I knew I was ready to get out of Gainesville for a long time, but also a part of that was like, we need physical separation or we're going to do this dance forever, because nothing was wrong or bad in our relationship.
Oh.
But it wasn't that soul level embodied fuck yes.
Ah, thank you. Oh, say that one more time, because that just sounds so good.
Soul level embodied fuck yes.
Yes, I know this.
Which we deserve.
Yes.
Bare minimum.
And just once put a pin in this, what if one has never even tasted that, touched that? They don't even know. It's still a concept. So as you explain all this, how did you get in to know it wasn't a fuck yes?
It was a remembrance, because I think we all have it. It's just been buried.
I agree.
We're like, ugh,
Yeah.
there's so much on top of me here.
So true.
But if you are listening to this and you're like, I have no idea what the fuck that even feels like.
Right.
It's a presence of the signals that the body is sending.
Thank you.
And that's still can sound, I feel like, a little woo-woo to somebody who's maybe not fully in their body yet. And what it started with was, I recognized that there was a visceral push away.
Yep. Yeah.
Like actually a push away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the first thing I noticed that I didn't have. And it's easier to talk about this now because we are so embodied, where I will feel pulled the way, like, as soon as I greeted you, it was like, oh, phew, get in here. It was just a pull, right? Yeah. But it started with this, I'm feeling this push away from this person.
Right.
And so let me start to explore
What that is.
and where that comes from. And my logic brain, I was so in my head, tried to find every reason.
Sure.
And something I've learned about embodiment, which is there's not always a reason.
Yes.
And that's sometimes the hardest part, because you're like, this dude is so good on paper.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
he's honestly the best human. Still, when people meet him, they're like, bro, seriously? How are you guys not together? He's amazing. And there is something in my body that knows that there is somebody, maybe multiple somebodies out there that I still have and get to experience.
Right.
So it started with the honesty, and it was so challenging to be honest with myself.
Yes.
That I'm feeling this push away, because logically it was like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that also layers here began the journey of deep embodied levels of self-trust.
Yes.
That I did not need to know the why. I just get to trust what's present, that my body is wise. It is guiding me, and it knows more than this cute little human brain of mine could ever know.
Yes.
And that's the mystery and the beauty of life, is that surrender, is that trust that my soul has an infinite amount of knowledge and connection to a higher purpose. And this human brain of mine, who I love and adore, only knows the 3D realm that I came into.
Right.
And so how do I honor both? I don't want to, shut her out, this human brain. So how do I honor her? How do I respect her? How do I create space for her while also creating space for this human? So going back to this unfolding with Derek, we started having some honest conversations, realized he was feeling this push away too.
Yeah.
And again, we were still very young at the time, didn't really have the language we have now.
Yeah.
But we agreed, one, foundationally, our love was unwavering.
Right.
And no matter where we found ourselves in other relationships and other parts of life, that we were committed to continuing to build a relationship. There might be new boundaries that might have to be created, dialogues maybe with another person who's involved, which I've moved through that with him before, but we are committed to our love for each other, and whoever we choose to be our partner needs to be understanding and open to that.
Right.
And so it's been 6.5 years of that journey with him, and we're still learning.
Wow.
And there's still sticky things that we come up on, but it's been so beautiful, because it has just shown me that love doesn't die. It just evolves.
Yeah.
It just like energy. It doesn't go anywhere. It just changes form and shape.
Wow.
How cool is that?
It's friggin' amazing. When did you touch the moment where you felt like the pullback and your truth was actually an honoring of him? Like he deserves someone that's all the way in, and you deserve somebody that's all the way in. And then how do you have that all the way in with such a friend of the opposite sex? And how does it all work? Like, are you dating someone else now?
I'm not.
Okay. Is he?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. So
He
how
was.
how has that, have you traversed that?
With a little bit of awkwardness and humor and play. And oh shit, I probably could have said that a little differently. And a lot of reflection and a lot of grace for myself and a lot of grace for him.
Yeah.
You asked first, when did that kind of commitment to honoring each other come about? And I think it was from the moment we met. I knew how much I loved, respected, and honored him and wanted to do the best I could to do that.
Yeah. No matter what.
No matter what. Even if that meant walking away.
Right. Right.
And one of my favorite, I led a little mini workshop yesterday of a course called Bad Bitch Boundaries. And what I was talking about, one of my favorite definitions of boundaries I've ever heard, or boundaries are the distance in which I can love you and me at the same time unconditionally.
Oh, I like that. Can you say that one more time?
Boundaries are the distance in which I can love you and me at the same time unconditionally.
Stunning.
And nobody says what that distance is. That could be this close. That could be you in another state. That could be we're not going to have a relationship in this lifetime.
Right.
But as long as we can exist where I can give that love unconditionally. And so that commitment has always been there. What that's looked like has shifted for sure over the different kind of phases. I entered into a relationship before he did. And it was a little sticky and messy. And there was some tension between the two of them, the guy that I was dating and him, for a little while. And then, but the person that I was dating knew, Derek is in my life. And again, if boundaries need to be set, I understand. If conversations need to be had, I'm open to them. But it was a non-negotiable for me and still is, that he stays in my life. So it's kind of a moment by moment. When I feel a pull or a push, I honor it. I explore it. I don't ignore it because I'm present with my body.
Yeah.
So just going back to, if you're listening to this and you're like, how do I get out of autopilot? Pause, be with what's alive. I always ask, what's alive within me right now? What's up, body? What do you want to tell me right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I often, when I'm interviewed, what are your last thoughts you want to leave with the listeners? I'm like, hand on the heart, hand on the belly or the yoni or the genitals, and start the day. Takes 30 seconds.
Yep.
Hey, sweet body.
Hey.
What do you want to
How you doing?
What do you want to let me know? Yeah. You're so young and beautiful, and I was teasing that I could be your mother. How has your body, as you are more embodied and listening, how has your love for your body shifted? Your love for your curves, your love for your feminine expression?
I love this question. There's so many ways. I used to define confidence as the body, what my body looked like. And it was what I now call this surface level confidence, where if I have the body of my dreams, I was always very, very petite growing up, underweight. I had to drink, if you know what Pediasure is, that they feed to kids if they're underweight. I was drinking Pediasure in middle school and high school. And my mom used to make comments lovingly, like not understanding how they landed, of like, look at your little ballerina arms. Like, where did these come from? You're so little. And people would always tell me you're so petite. And I hated it. I hated how petite I was. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should be so lucky. You're so skinny. But I was really, I felt small. I felt small. And so my first step into owning my shit was, I had this idea of, well, let me go to the gym and build these muscles and get a fat ass and strong arms and blah, blah, blah. And I did that. But the unwavering soul level confidence didn't come with it. I just became addicted to external validation. If that person didn't comment on my body, I wasn't worthy. If I wasn't leading that room and all eyes weren't on me, I wasn't valuable. And it was a dark place to be because it was similar to recognizing I was on this conveyor belt. So I had a lot of anger come up of like, but this is what they said, follow these check boxes.
Right.
And so this is when the work started to shift. Until I can hold my gaze in the mirror and truly love the soul inside this earth suit, looking back.
Yes.
I'm always going to be searching for something else. And I started with mirror work, which has been so powerful, non-negotiable. I have 3 things written on my mirror. I love you for, I forgive you for, I trust you too. And every day I look in the mirror and I say, I love you for whatever it is that day. I forgive you for whatever it is, that I trust you to, whatever it is. And it started there. And it was so hard to do at first.
Wow.
It was uncomfortable. It felt fake.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a relationship with this
soul. Yeah.
And so, but the more I did it, and the more I also started to ask myself, what is loving to my body that doesn't have to do with my physical performance? I started to shift into noticing the little quirks that made me unique. You know, I've got my whole right side is almost all gray. And I remember when I first saw my first gray hair, I was like, oh my God, what's happening? I can't have this. Like, and just learning to love it and embrace it.
Yeah.
And especially as women, and my mom, sadly has not been the greatest example of that. She's been very hard on her body as she's gotten older and going through all the changes that women's bodies go through.
Yeah.
And it's always made me really sad because I look at my mom like, Ma, you're beautiful.
Right.
Iron Woman. She was the first woman from North Miami Beach to compete in the Ironman in Hawaii.
Wow.
2nd degree black belt, 3 kids.
Wow.
Lost her older sister, lost my brother a couple years ago. I mean, just a warrior woman in the flesh.
Yeah.
And when I noticed some of that internal dialogue, that was similar of, my stomach looks a little poofy today or this and this, and picking it apart. I was like, no,
I'm not going to follow
because
that.
how do I want my future daughter to look and talk about her body? That starts with me.
Yes.
Me and my inner child.
Totally.
And so it started to shift. And, sometimes I have my days where I'm like, okay, the bags are a little poofy. Oh, you got the little, I had a friend tell me a couple months ago, she's like, you ever thought about Botox? You're starting to get really deep lines in your forehead and in your eyes. And I had never thought about Botox.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I was like, oh man, maybe I should. And I was like, no, this is the body that God gifted me.
Yeah.
This is the earth suit I'm meant to walk this life with. I'm not going to mess with God's creation of art. I wouldn't take a paintbrush to somebody else's canvas, and I'm not going to take a paintbrush to mine. This is it. And it's still a practice every day.
Yeah.
And that, if there's anything I want to emphasize, is that self-love, self-trust, confidence, it is a daily practice. They are the micro actions, and you know this, intimacy. It is the micro actions, the ones that we often wouldn't even consider, that build the foundation for that unwavering confidence and self-love over time.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love this. I have so many things I wanted to say. The first one being, over the years, putting cream on my body has become slower, more connected. It started with S Factor dancing. I used to live in LA. Okay. So I danced S Factor for like 7 or 8 years. And the very first class, as we were stretching, I know how to stretch. I've been a dancer since I was 5 years old. Like it's a thing you do for an outcome. But no, we were going to stretch. What? This slow? What? All the way down. All the way down. We're not there yet. All the way down. And then when we got down to the foot to just squeeze it and give it a little kiss, I was in tears. I had never, at that point I was in my 40s, I think. I had never slowed down to actually connect with my leg. I connected with my clitoris to have an orgasm. I connected with a certain muscle to stretch it. I connected with this I had all these reasons, even pleasure reasons, but never to just connect. Hi, leg.
Just for the sake of it.
Well, then if there's more to the whole body than the clitoris to get off or to perform for him or all of this stuff, I'm like, wait, if I take performing off and I take goal-oriented clitoral release off, and it's just about pleasure, there I was in this dance class, sobbing my face off, just communing with my thigh. It was so good. Yeah. And then if I bring it to your mirror work, I allowed myself to keep eye contact and have an orgasm and stay with the sacredness of my sexual pleasure for me, not to perform for him, not to get rid of the stress, but like all these ways there's pleasure when I just slow down and love the parts of me. So what comes up when I share that?
That life gets easier when we slow down.
Thank you. Less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that because this is a pattern that I'm also deconditioning, which is the go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Which is what I was raised around. And
Queen of hype.
Queen of hype.
Right?
Queen of holy multitasking, manifesting generator, all the tabs open. I can do everything.
Wow.
And I love that part of me.
Sure.
I honor that part of me. And when I slow down, I take so much pressure off and I'm able to zoom out and see where the conditioned patterns have crept their way back in.
Yeah.
And the slowdown is the opportunity to zoom out in order to zoom in, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been, I love that you said that because even driving here, I was telling you, like, turned on my street and a bunch of lanes are closed. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. And I actually have a sticky note on my dashboard that says, what's the rush? What's the rush?
Right.
What am I rushing towards?
Yeah.
These constructs that we've created in our mind of what we should do and who we should be and how much we should accomplish. And God's just up there like, I just put you here to
have a good time,
you know, to experience. I love this line from the book, Ask and It Is Given, Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
Outrageous joy. That we are here to experience outrageous joy.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh my God.
And when I first heard that, I didn't even know what that was.
Oh.
I couldn't say that I'd ever actually experienced outrageous joy.
Thank you. Yeah. In the teacher training that I'm here in Austin for, we cultivate words for the transmission that we are on the planet. It's who we are. It's the gift we give to awaken in another. And it's this beautiful figure 8. And mine is rapturous glory.
Rapturous glory.
Oh.
There she is in her rapturous glory.
Yeah. And awakening that in others by simply being who I am. Yeah. Should I have the courage to actually allow myself to unfurl in the presence of another fully? Yeah. And can that rapturous glory or outrageous joy be there in the face of, Derek, I don't want to be your partner anymore. Oh, you're dating someone else, shifting your business, being with your clients, looking at yourself in the mirror, losing your brother.
I was going to say, one of the hardest places to, and still is, to experience it was after his passing.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. He was amazing. Thank you. He was amazing. He's 3 years older than me. His name's Zachary.
Wow.
Yep, I have his initials on my neck. Wear them every day.
Yeah.
And he passed away. April will be 5 years, which is crazy. His birthday's actually at the end of this month.
Wow.
I'm throwing him a birthday party.
I love
because
this.
I still want to experience outrageous joy in his memory and continue to live his legacy. But there was this guilt. And I've talked to other, bereft siblings and, even in parents, right? Anybody who's lost somebody about this guilt that comes from experiencing joy after loss. And I still experience it. I'll be at a High Rocks event, and this last weekend was one of the best events we ever did. It was in an NFL stadium in Arizona. I got to MC on a microphone in the NFL stadium that has hosted 3 Super Bowls.
Oh my God.
Outrageous joy. Outrageous joy. And as soon as I got home after the weekend, I cried my eyes out.
Oh, tell us.
Through grief.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is that they can exist at the same exact time. I don't have to pick one or the other. And actually, I experience more outrageous joy the more I embody my grief.
Yep. it's, to me, it's like a figure eight.
Yep.
And it can be a tiny little one, or it can be a massive, ever expanding one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's life to me.
Yeah.
This is how much pain it can be. This is how much rapture it can be.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a beautiful journey of expanding my capacity to hold and celebrate all of my humanness.
Thank you. Yeah. I think people misunderstand when we're here to be rapturous glory, to be outrageous joy, that means you're supposed to bypass all the hard stuff. No, you open as into that and taste the sweet nectar of devastation.
Yeah.
And stay with it and stay in your body. Wow. Wow. How, when you be with a client, what do you do most of the time? Work with clients, do MCs? What are you doing most of the time with your job?
In this season now, MCing.
MCing.
Oh yeah. High Rocks and other MC opportunities has been a large part.
Yeah.
And now I just launched Radical Confidence Blueprint course again.
Okay.
It's been 2 years. So I will be stepping more into one-on-one, but mostly MCing and speaking. MCing. Yeah.
So tell us, this moment of opening as, however you are, you're a human, you've got this going on with relationship, this with your brother, this with life, and there you are, and there's that many people. I have this, I have 10 Allana Pratt method processes that I've cultivated over the last 20 years, and one of them is making love with the universe. So I'm in my masculine, penetrating the world with my light, and I'm being penetrated by the universe, and I'm literally making love with the moment. I allow my whole body in it. I allow whatever emotions come up to be there, and I just trust. It's like a free fall into the moment by being very present. But I've never done that in an NFL stadium, like with that many people. Like, what happens to you? How have you developed this capacity to navigate and weave and play with that much energy of that many people?
Because I want everyone to experience the full spectrum of life the way I've given myself the gift to.
Yeah, permission.
Yeah. High Rocks. It's such a unique, these athletes are there for a purpose.
Yeah.
They're here to run a race and kick ass at it.
Yeah.
And my job is to remind them that they are there for so much more. That they are a part of something so much bigger, and that how they show up in that moment has ripple effects in every other area of their lives. And when I show up embodied, honest, I started emceeing High Rocks a couple months after my brother passed away. I started Warrior Women 5 months after my brother passed away.
Wow.
And I just chose, and I'm going a little bit back to the grief, and then I'll come back to the High Rocks. But when he passed away, again, my soul, my humanist didn't have the language for this, but my soul knew I was at a crossroads, and the universe was giving me this gift of choice. I either let this define me and close me down, or I let this open me, and I live even more fully for myself and for him. And immediately I chose to open myself. Had to move through some numbness for a while. Naturally, there was some dissociation, but when I came back into myself, and so when I show up in that authenticity, and I am in that embodied, just embodied as me, whatever that is in the moment, I can feel the permission it gives to the athletes around me to do the same. And the recognition, and I have so I'm the start line MC. So I release pretty much every single wave all day. So I touch through my voice every athlete that goes through High Rocks.
Wow.
I think it's one of the most important roles. And I say the same thing pretty much in every 10 minutes, where we breathe together. And then what I drop them into is, what did you come here to do today? But most importantly, who did you come here to be? What kind of man, woman, athlete are you going to choose to be out there today? And where are you limiting yourself from what you're capable of? Can you surprise yourself today by allowing yourself to experience the fullness of what this is and can be? And if I get emotional, I get emotional. And if I get fiery, I get fiery, which is most of the time the energy I'm in. And it's just been I've heard it from the feedback, from people telling me directly or sharing it.
Yeah.
That the moment at the start line is one of the most important and memorable moments of their race, because it's in that moment that they remember that they are capable of so much more.
Yeah.
And it's gold. It's what people are like, how are you not exhausted afterwards?
Oh no, I get it. You're probably more maybe physically, but you're more alive.
I'm so like, how could I not when this is the energy exchange of, like you said, like I'm making love to life.
Yes.
And when it's magnetic, when people see that, they're like, what's happening?
Yeah. It's like you're a midwife for them.
I like this language of midwife. I like this a lot.
That's what I'm seeing. Like you're giving them permission to like be fucked open by life and let life fuck them open. And it's sacred and it's aligned and it's more than this moment and it is this moment. And you get to do that over and over. That's hot.
Every day I'm grateful that this is the path that I continue to be guided down. And I really couldn't think of an expression of my soul in this work lens that is more aligned than hyping up a crowd.
Yes.
Stephen Covey has a really beautiful definition of leadership that I've loved since I was in high school when I first heard it. And he said that leadership is communicating somebody's potential so clearly that they're inspired to see it in themselves.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Isn't that so good?
Yes. It's like I get empowered by empowering people.
Yes.
I love to love people. I love to reflect who I see ferociously and deliciously. I just love to love people. Yeah. I get we have this in common. How beautiful.
I know.
So
such a gift.
Where would you like people who are watching to go? How would you like them to play with you?
Oh, well, Instagram's always a fun place.
Yes.
I do a little Wiggle Wednesday every Wednesday. Nice. So you ever want to dance, you can dance with me on Instagram.
Nice.
Come to a High Rocks event, give me a hug. Let's take a sweaty selfie. Ladies in Austin, or when you're visiting Austin, definitely come to Warrior Women. And my website is always fun, DanielleGertner.com. There's always new things I'm up to. I'm a manifesting generator, so I'm always like,
up to something.
Oh, that sounds fun. I want to throw an event. Now I'm going to throw an event. I am working on a Bad Bitch Boundaries event.
Okay.
Yeah. You might have to come back for that.
I might have to. Please let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. So as we sort of wrap this up, and we could talk for hours, you are just delicious. Thank you for doing the work.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can feel the roots for your shoots. Yeah. Your sacred practice must be regular. Your slowing down to listen practice must be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My rituals.
Yeah. I can definitely feel it.
Thank you.
I doubt you're afraid at all, because you're freaking badass, but you're also human. What are you maybe even just a little bit timid about? What is your heart's deepest longing right now in your life?
Yeah, I know what it is, because it's been on my heart and mind so clearly. And it's finding a love that changes the generational pattern of all the loves in my family that have come before.
Yeah.
It's not something that I had an example of growing up, but I have examples of it in my life now, which tells me that it's possible. I've had probably similar stories to a lot of people, that I'm too much and I'm too bold, and who's going to want somebody who's like always, sharing her shit boldly and bravely.
Yeah.
But my deepest yearning is a love that meets me in mutual ownership and devotion. And I wrote out my explicit desires for not just this year, but for my life. And that line just very clearly, somebody who meets me in mutual ownership, because my tagline is own your shit.
Yep.
And I need somebody to be able to meet me in that depth, not be afraid to jump into the deep end with me. And I don't expect things to be perfect, but the desire is that mutual devotion.
Yeah.
Yep.
To each other,
to ourselves,
to love itself. Yeah. I hear you, sister. Same.
Yeah.
So I too have exactly the same heart's longing. Yeah. So we will celebrate one another.
I can't wait.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
tell each other.
Yeah, it feels vulnerable even saying that because I've carried shame around, like, I don't need no man, that story of I'm the independent woman. And,
Yes.
My mom has been the main breadwinner in our family. And I love my dad, but he hasn't been the greatest example of masculine leadership. And it's also taught me a lot about where I could give him more love and compassion and soften my heart to that. But it's new, saying this out loud of, no, I desired that unwavering love, not just for myself, but in my partnership, and that respect for each other and our growth.
We have a similar upbringing where we didn't see it, so it hasn't been entrained.
Yeah.
So we've done the deep healing work, and now we're surrounded by people that are proof.
Yeah.
And for me, I can do it. I choose not to. I would be delighted if you'd help me, support me, like be willing to need someone. That's my edge right now. Not needy victim, but be willing. There's a place if I don't move a muscle, and I allow myself to need, I can be met. And the performer in me, the need to be sure you won't reject me, I can do my part too, am I allowed? Is that greedy? There's just a litany of feelings and emotions and thoughts that come up when I just sit in my pure sacred need and then let it be met. And that's enough. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's terrifying for me.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
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 But who I'll be, filled, whole, will be, I'll get to experience myself giving from the overflow. Who the hell is she? I want to know.
I want to know.
Yeah, right? And to be in partnership. And then that overflow, I want to know what that is like, to feed his spirit with appreciation and devotion and gratitude, and watch him puff up a bit.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then I can surrender a little more. Like I let myself be driven to the airport to come here yesterday. And then I even allowed him to take my, roll my bag in for me. I don't think of it. I mean, I'll let people pick me up on the other side when I'm going on a trip, but to let myself be supported when I can do it myself.
Sure.
I could actually just drop me off at the curb. It's faster.
I'll call an Uber.
Right?
It's fine.
Yeah. It's way faster. But it was so uncomfortable to let him park, wait for and just trust I'm going to but let him take care of me.
Maybe that's the little tagline right there. Let him.
Let him.
Because I couldn't think of even a better act of self-devotion than to let a man love you, take care of you.
Yes.
Because you are worthy of being protected, provided for, not because you can't. It has nothing to do with whether we can or can't do it.
Yeah, it's this next phase of feminine leadership.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm so glad we're articulating this as we're wrapping this up, because I think we both have done I don't know about you, but I've definitely done victim. And then I've done boss bitch. I'm in charge of everything and I'll pay for everybody and I'm in charge and all the rest. I'm moving and I'm not quite a crone yet. So there's this new place that's not quite named, but I believe the times are calling for this kind of feminine leadership where we can, but we're letting them. And then who are we creatively? Fierce love, patience of eternity, all these qualities that we can be when we're full, held, whole, supported, nurtured, loved unconditionally, especially when we never watched it growing up.
Yep.
To stop the generational trend without judgment, but a pure new opening.
Yeah.
And then all the people that you birth and midwife through High Rocks. And should you ever choose to have your own child, what a lucky little one.
Thank you.
They will be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about too how healing it must feel for the men in my life. And I've started to even practice this in friendships. How can I allow my male friends to support me? And in doing so, it support them by building their confidence, by building their own levels of self-trust and bravery. And that's been a gift because I would do anything to be able to give that to my brother. I didn't know
Sure.
when he was alive. And, you know, I don't get stuck there. That's why I'm so dedicated to it now. But I just think about, man, if I would have just let him said this, supported him in this way, would he have thought about himself differently? Would he have moved through the world differently? And can't go back there, but I can be that for somebody else and enjoy who, like you said, who we get to be.
Yeah.
Because it's so empowering to empower other people.
I love this.
Yeah.
I don't know your beliefs. I do psychedelic somatic integration work with my clients, and a lot of the time deceased loved ones will arrive as the medicine is rewiring from shame into acceptance and then capacity. So I personally believe as you be this with your friends, brothers, friendship brothers, somehow it weaves through the veils, through the multi-dimensions to your brother. And he does experience it with the pride of watching your growth and evolution and the gift that his passing was to your evolution. All of these pieces get to weave together.
Yeah.
And you're present enough and embodied enough to actually experience it and share it. You're amazing.
You're amazing. Thank you for calling his passing a gift. That it took me a long time to get there, because it was, and it is. And obviously I miss him every day.
Of course.
But I would not be who I am without it.
Yeah.
Without that experience. And I think our relationship has actually gotten stronger through the veil, because he's right on the other side.
For sure.
He's right on the other side.
Yeah. Right on the front page of my website, on the homepage of my website, Aging Me, is a story of my best friend dying when I was 16. And it was a complete choice. Close, bitter, how dare you, God, or open, I don't know how. And it's a daily practice to open on this planet. But thank you for, at such a young age, 16 years old, to learn I have a choice to open my heart. I have a choice to inquire, what is the gift in this? I fucking don't see it. Right? This doesn't feel fair. And it is what it is. So I'm choosing that it's for me. Show me the way. Show me the way.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right?
I'll continue to come back to thank you for this gift. You know, show me how good it can get. Thank you for this gift.
Oh, I just want to snuggle you. You're just
so stay here forever.
All right. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you for sharing your beautiful heart. And for those of you who have had probably tearjerker moments, you know, empowered moments, all the rest of it, definitely go to her site. All the things we shared about, follow her on Instagram. Most importantly, when this is done, take a moment and don't go anywhere. Don't do anything. If anything, put your bare feet on the earth or your hand on your heart and allow something that she said that has touched you to become a practice, a ritual, feeling an emotion, taking an action. Something is different because you drank in this beautiful sister's wisdom and light and love with us today on Intimate Conversations. Until next week, we love you. See you next week on Intimate Conversations. Get out there and make love to life. In an interview, I never know what's going to come up. I never know where we're going to go. I just ask Spirit, take us there for me, for them, and for everyone who's going to watch. And for her to speak so openly about the loss of her brother and the beauty of keeping one's heart open and integrating grief and unspeakable pain into the very embodiment of presence and gratitude, and not like happy, but like joy for being alive, joy that her brother's essence can be wind in her wings. What an incredible woman who walks her talk in terms of integration and showing up, leaning in, that the universe is always on our side, always helping us grow, always giving us what we need to experience to evolve, even when it fucking hurts. What an exquisite woman. Wow. I know right now there's someone that you want to send this to. Please forward this podcast. Please also subscribe and rate and review so that the algorithm can improve and even more people can hear this exquisite conversation. Please go to daniellegertner.com and follow her on Instagram and be a part of her incredible group of women and that she coaches and all the ways that you can engage with her. And if this conversation has sparked something in you that is unintegrated, something that you may have been busily avoiding, making a difference, doing a great job on the planet, but you can tell from this conversation you're not integrated where Danielle is. You're not integrated where I am from all the difficulties that I've been through. We've all been through difficulties. There's no escape from that. And there's something uniquely, like those of us who go through these trials, I believe our souls have asked for this, to experience this, to integrate this, and then to pay it forward with our relationships, with our families, and with the impact we're here to make on the planet. So if I can support you in holding space and facilitating something really intense that you've been through, I don't know if there's any greater honor than going from, as the subtitle is for this season, from dark night to divine light, for you to be the radiance and the rapturous glory that you were intended here to be, not in spite of what happened, but because of what happened. So there's a scholarship in the show notes for you to connect with me in what's called an Intimacy Breakthrough Experience call. And let's connect and let's see if this is the time for us to integrate this. And let me walk with you and have your back into the best. The best is yet to come. Thank you again, Danielle, so much for being on the podcast. Sending you so much love, sister. Love to you all.